Hey friends, I'm so glad you're here. I think that sounded kind of high, but I'm not going to re-video that. I'm excited, can you tell? So today I want to show you what I've been working on. Oh, I don't know how to hold it here. Look what this cute gnome I drew. So I've done gnomes as sidewalk chalk, I think pretty much on my driveway to be a little bit more literal. And I've got gnomes in my online store, and then this one I sketched out this afternoon, and then I scanned it into my computer just so you can maybe see the process a little bit to get it sized and centered for an 8x10 canvas panel, or any canvas, whatever, or if you want to paint it on paper, that works too. And then I made a traceable. So here's the traceable. Sorry. Isn't that fun? So I'm excited to mix it up a little bit. I'm excited to paint something a little more cutesy rather than some flowers or a landscape. Okay, let's get started. Hey, let's pop in and talk about this a little bit, and then I'm going to let it dry overnight. So I used a 1-inch Royal Langnickel filbert. It's their Zen line. I ended up drying it and painting this guy a couple times just because I don't know, I was like making mistakes or trying to cover up spots that I missed. Oh, and I was trying to paint the edge, and I think that got me off track. And then I taped, let's see, this might be, hopefully this isn't too soon to peel up. So I'm just looking to get sort of a background on. We may change it, or you may want to change it after we get the gnome. Oh, sorry, hopefully that tape wasn't loud. After we get the gnome transferred on there. I ended up, okay, so my colors, I have to remember I haven't told you my colors yet. So Indanthrene blue, just because I have it. It's already a muted, gosh, I don't know what colors are in there. It's a dark muted blue. And then I added almost an equal amount of black to it. And then I put in some unbleached titanium. So black, Mars black, Indanthrene blue, unbleached titanium white. Here, maybe you want to see that. Sometimes they call it buff white. And titanium white, and then that's Hooker's green. And the Hooker's green is a combination of black, a little blue, unbleached titanium, and white, just to get a muted, creamy green. I'm gonna let this dry overnight. It's really humid in my studio. I'm gonna save this palette and stick it in a gallon Ziploc baggie in case we have to make any changes. We've already got the colors. And I'll set up a new palette tomorrow and get the, I'll use the traceable. So I'll get that transferred on tomorrow too after this has more time to dry, and I'll be back. Hey, I've got my traceable transferred. I used a blue chalk pastel and scribbled on the back of the traceable that I printed off from my website. And then I showed a little bit of me drawing with a red ballpoint pen to transfer it on there. I'm gonna start with the pumpkin because I know I want the pumpkin to be oranges. I'm not sure what colors I want to do for this gnome. I think he's better and cuter than my other gnomes. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. But it makes sense. I mean, you just practice makes perfect. You know, I've done this maybe is my 8th gnome. You just get better. So I'm gonna start with the stem and use some burnt umber. Maybe put a little gray out, some white out, because then I can come back with the orange up over the stem. Oh, and his hand. I mean, you don't always have to. So one thing I don't mention very often is you work back to front. That can be easier, but you don't have to. Acrylic's really forgiving. I'm going to start with my pumpkin. So I'm going to use a little 1-inch Simply Simmons for the stem, and I think a 1-inch, or I said 1-inch, number 1 round, and then a 1-inch Filbert Royal Langnickel for at least for the beginning of the pumpkin. And I'll pop in and out when I think of things. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys and chatting with you. I'm having trouble talking and chatting with you guys. I'll be back. Let's take a look. I have a couple thoughts. So I'm using Cad Orange Hue. Should be a medium. Oh, no. It just says Cad Orange Hue. Raw Sienna. Cad Yellow Medium Hue. And the rest were already out. Burnt Umber. That's the Raw Sienna. Mars Black, Titanium White. So I put some white down where I want the highlights to be. It helps me remember where I want them to be. It helps them come forward more quickly. You can see that the colors are transparent and you can see my background line. You could paint the background around. You could put the traceable on the canvas first and paint the background around. I feel like it's overall quicker this way, but it is gonna take quite a few layers. But you can see, like when I put I don't know if this is dry enough. Maybe over here it is. So I put like a darker edge in there, and then I can come back and soften it and go right over the line with some orange, and you still have the shadow there. So I think that's where it's worth it to work to cover up the background. And you can get some really nice, soft blends with layers, especially with yellows. Oranges are quite transparent. If you don't want them to be transparent, mix a little white in there. Okay, oh, also, if my video all of a sudden I just like stop, I've got a fix-it person here, so I might have to, you know, help them. Okay, guys, back in a little bit. Hey, it looks so much better with 2 coats. I added a little yellow to the orange, and so I'm getting a warm glow. You could add white it'll just be cooler. I really like the yellow. You can still see I need a couple more coats. That's really starting to look yummy. And oh, I don't think I mentioned, did I mention I'm using? I think I did earlier, and then I tried to use this one. I wanted a little more control. There isn't a right or wrong brush. Just use whichever one feels good. And you'll see me maybe paint a pumpkin in the, like maybe next month or something, and I'm using a totally different brush. It's just use what you like. Okay, I just wanted to pop in and talk about layers, how they both kind of fight you but help you. I think it's gonna look really good already. Oh, and then I could just paint other parts of the painting to let this dry, but I'm right-handed. So I'm using the hair dryer to get this dry and stuff. I also have a pretty tight space. You don't have to dry with the hair dryer as much as I am. I'm just doing it so I don't smear it. Okay, back in a bit, guys. Hey, I think we got it. There might be a little bit of a line. I can't quite see the top of my phone to see how it looks through the video. So are we up to 4 or 5 layers maybe? And I keep darkening and lightening my dents in my pumpkin. I may go back and darken them again for more contrast. But I think we're pretty much there with the pumpkin. I'm gonna paint the whole image, and then I'll scan it in, and then I'll add some grass and stuff, a little texture, because I want to be able to take this image off of the background for licensing and stuff. I'm going to paint his nose some sort of combination of light portrait pink. I think if you buy it now, it's just light pink. I think this is an old tube. And quinacridone magenta. And I also am planning on keeping my palette. I don't think I'll add more colors than that. And maybe paint, see if I can get kind of a quinacridone rusty flower center. I think that's a cone flower. I took a photo earlier this week, and I think I keep saying I think his clothes will probably be brown. The bees will be black and white and yellow. I may not pop in for a little bit now, but I'll definitely pop in again. friends. I thought I'd pop in and just talk a little bit about what I'm thinking. I think I've been painting for 3 hours. That may help you. It took a while to get all the layers on the pumpkin. I'm not done with the hair on his face. I just wanted to get a layer of paint down. I'll put some white. You can make his mustache my other gnomes if you go look at them on my online gallery. It's ann-troe.pixels.com. I make their mustaches go up over their hats if you want a little happier fall gnome. And then I used burnt sienna and brown to make stripes in his shirt. And I think I want orange legs. Whoops. So this is a 1/4 inch, I think it's a number 4 Royal Langnickel. See how transparent that orange is? I think that's okay. We can always add layers, we can always beef up the stripes. There's no right or wrong order to do this in either. Gosh, that might be good enough. Or I may have to come back and beef up the stripes again. I'm not sure. I might do kind of a yellow. I don't know. I'm not sure. How many times I'm not sure. I didn't do a color, like a color thumbnail or anything. I just drew the gnome and started painting. If you paint this, I'd love to, and you don't mind sharing, you don't have to share, but if you don't mind sharing, I'd love to see what colors you chose. And I'm thinking this one, well, it'll take a while. I mean, I'm already 3 hours into it and I'm maybe halfway done. It's maybe takes the pressure off. It doesn't have to be a realistic looking landscape or clouds. It's just fun. It's cuteness. Oops, I got a drip. I always have a drip on my brush. I forget to wipe off. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. It's maybe kind of a yellow shirt. I've got kind of a yellow brown going here. Oh, it's not quite 100 degrees here in Omaha, but I don't know, you've probably heard this before. It's not so much the heat, but it's the humidity. The humidity is super high. I've got fans running. I guess just fans running. I have all the lights on. I've been painting for several hours in my studio, so when I have all the lights on for videoing, it gets extra warm in here. In the winter, it's kind of nice because I can crack open my studio window. I don't remember. I mean, it was last winter, but so the house was more humid, and then I got ice in the window frame somehow, and I couldn't shut the window. I don't know if I finally just got it to shut or what. I'm like, oh no. I didn't think about the ice forming from the temperature change. He's I think the stripes and the plaid makes him a little more Halloween-like. Maybe not, maybe just kind of farmer-like maybe. So you can do this the other way. So my stripes are lightening up, which I may or may not like, but they're also softening up. Which I think I like. But you could paint the yellow first and then the stripes. Okay, I really don't have anything all that, I don't know, important to say or interesting to say. His grumpiness makes me happy. I'll be back in a bit. Thought I'd pop in with a screenshot. I've been painting for about an hour since the last time I popped in. I took a break, had dinner. I've put, gosh, I don't know how many layers of lighter color on the legs and the sleeves. Actually, the hat, I think, turned out pretty well. I painted it pretty loose. Almost looks like it's felt or something. I really like that. Anyway, let's see if we can get it. Well, here. I don't know how close. I need to work on the hair. Well, and clearly the things that aren't painted at all. I haven't decided if the pumpkin's done or not. It looks good. Okay, guys, back to the time lapse. Let's get a screenshot. Of course, this is an 8 by, oh, did I say this was an 8 by 10 canvas panel? I don't know if I did. So I'm gonna scan it in, I'm gonna let it dry overnight. Scan it into my computer. And then I think I'm gonna, oh here, maybe you wanna see the bee. Oh, I don't think it can focus that close. Oh, and there's the other bee. Because I can outline it in Photoshop easy, and then I'm gonna add, tomorrow I'll add some grasses, maybe a little texture, oh, and some shadows. We've kind of got a shadow there just naturally for that shoe. And then I think we'll be done. So I'll be back tomorrow. Alrighty, I'm done, you guys. A couple people asked how I sign my paintings. So I use a, is that 20/0 Royal Langnickel. I'm thinking it's called a liner brush. It comes with a little protector. Oh, hang on. Well, here, I'll just do it. My microphone cord's hanging down. I'm gonna, hopefully I won't wiggle my phone. Okay, so I take a little brush. I'm gonna put a little more black in here. I have it thin. And since I do little 4x4 inch paintings, I do little artist coins. So those aren't very big. Oh, here, that one's not done. I'll show you one that's done. Just something to give away as gifts, as thank you when someone buys some of my art. Since I don't sign my whole signature because I need it to go in small places. So I'm gonna scoot this over a little bit. So I take a color that isn't gonna stand out too much. And then you try to come in case the frame comes in a bit. And then I've mentioned this, but it's been a while. So I just sign my initials, which I call my artist mark. It's actually darker than I normally do it, but. So there's A, and then that crossbar makes the T, and then 1 dot for favorite son, and 1 dot for favorite daughter. And then when that's dry, I sign the back with my signature. So it's almost also, it's sort of a two-step, you know, this is really my painting, you know, verify both. Here, you might want to take a look a little closer, get you a screenshot if you want to paint similar colors or in a similar way that I did. I think this turned out so cute, it makes me happy. I'm also curious to see if you guys like it. I've got a little gnome ornament. I've got a series of ornaments I did last winter, and I'll link it in the description. And that video did quite well, so I'm wondering if you guys will like this one too. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate the likes. I've discovered, I was watching some YouTube tutorial videos that YouTube puts out, and the likes really help YouTube think that people like my videos. I think that's so funny. The subscribes, the comments, it all helps. I appreciate all your support. You guys are wonderful. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye guys.